I'm Rob. If you can, hit that subscribe button. It's free for you. It means the world to me. And unlike MrBeast, I value my word, so I'm not going to tell you if you hit subscribe and the notification bell, you'll get a cookie. Had the conversation with my kids about this over the weekend. MrBeast, in his videos, would say subscribe for a cookie. Everybody I've talked to that subscribed to his channel, including myself, have not received a cookie. MrBeast, you're on the hook for, I believe you have 242 million subscribers. It's a lot of cookies. Better get bacon. We're going to talk about a few different things. YouTube's I survived trend. If you go to YouTube's trending page right now, you'll see MrBeast is number one, of course. Of course, MrBeast video is always trending. It's my biggest gripe with YouTube. It's like, I get that he's their biggest pull. He's like the biggest YouTube celebrity. But are those true numbers? Like, he's got 73 million views on his I survived in an abandoned city for 7 days video. Is that real? You know, I'm sure there's a smaller channel that maybe has like, 30,000 subscribers, but they probably have a video with like 1 million views. And in that case, technically, if you have a really small channel and your views outpace your subscribers, right? Let's just mathematic this. I'm not good at the math, but if, let's say you had 50,000 subscribers, right? And you got 1 million views on one of your videos. Is that like 5 times? 1, 2. Either way, it's like multiple times your subscriber count. And I think that video should be trending, right? Some small YouTube. MrBeast is number one right now. He has 242 million subscribers, and his video only has 73 million views. I said this about Elon Musk. Elon Musk has like a billion Twitter followers, and his tweets get like 30,000 likes, if that. Sometimes they're like 20,000 likes. I was like, that's a horrible ratio. Just like MrBeast, you have 73 million views. You haven't even surpassed your own subscriber count. I would think that anybody with a small subscriber count where they've doubled, tripled, 5 times their subscriber count and views, that should be trending. That should be number one on trending. And it's got to be out there. Just mathematically, it has to be out there. I've seen small channels with, videos with 1 million views, and you'll never see them on trending. That's why I think YouTube and the algorithm is kind of corrupt. And if you've been on YouTube, if you're a creator and you watch any of these creator channels about how to create content, they'll always at the end of the day tell you like, oh, maybe your content isn't good enough. Always rethink your idea. Where it's like, really? This is where I want to challenge them. MrBeast does these stupid I survived videos every other week. He's survived in a room. He's survived an abandoned city. He's survived jail. He survived an island. Like, those ideas are horrible. It's boring. It's not creative. It's reused. It's garbage. Every YouTuber, there's like 3 I survived right now. I survived the weirdest Airbnb. OMG Airbnbs by Ryan Trahan. I survived in the wilderness in a luxury camper. Go look at the trending page. You don't need to take my word for it. Just go look at trending. There's so many I survived. How the is that trending? It's weak. It's lazy. And if you haven't seen MrBeast's video, I watched like half of it just skipping through because it's so boring. Like, at this point, like, MrBeast literally is just saying in the beginning of the video, his buddy Chris is like, why are we here again? And he goes, for content. It's like they've checked the fuck out. And you'd figure a million billionaire could come up, he'd have a crack team to come up with a better idea than I survived in an abandoned city. And if you get to watch MrBeast's, hi everyone, GTSY, get the shite together. No, Tommy Temper, I don't know what GTSY means. I'm so sorry. I'm old, man. I don't know these acronyms. I don't even know how to say the word. Good to see you. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Good to see you. Tommy Temper, I am so sorry. I'm like, get the shite together. I'm just in a bad space, Tommy Temper. I like your name because that's how I feel all the time. When people ask me how I'm doing, I go, you know what my secret is? I'm like the Hulk. I'm always angry. Remember when the Hulk says that in whatever Marvel movie? I was like, I relate to that because I'm just always angry. I'm so angry. And if any of you who are joining right now, please hit subscribe. It's free for you. I'll always say this. I'm not like MrBeast. My word means something to me. I don't have millions of dollars to not care about my word. So my word is all I got. So I'm not going to tell you, I'll give you a cookie. If you've watched any MrBeast video, at least he used to always say, subscribe for a cookie. I've never got a cookie. My daughter's complaining about it. She's like, MrBeast owes a lot of people cookies. So if you could, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I go live 5 days a week, every weekday, and we're going to talk about the class war, the struggle, and kind of obscure things. I consider MrBeast part of the class war, and I will get into that. I have notes. And if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, any opportunity I can critique MrBeast, I do. If you're a MrBeast fan, I need to get this out of the way. I think he has good intentions. I think he's naive. I think he's young and dumb. I was young and dumb at one point. And I've had 2 job interviews with MrBeast. The second one I just blew off, let's be honest. I was like, I don't think, I see what he's doing, and I don't think like that's my vision for YouTube. In fact, my biggest critique was like, MrBeast, you're as big as they come on YouTube, and what you're doing is I survived videos. Like, you're not trying to reshape the algorithm or promote small creators, or there's so many things he could do. Like he imagine having no limits, right? He built a like huge industrial park to make videos in North Carolina, wherever he lives. He moves people down there, just so you know. Like when you're applying to live or not live, work for MrBeast, they're like, are you okay moving to North Carolina? He just wants his team there. Imagine, okay? Just want, maybe you're not the creative type. I dream about this all day. Imagine money is no thing for you. Access to wherever is no thing for you. And your idea for content is, let's do another I Survived. This time on an abandoned city. MrBeast, you know who else does that every day? Homeless people. Jesus. So you just created a homeless people video, and that's what they do. But they have billion-dollar camping gear and these backpacks and probably $1,000 sleeping bags. It's fucking ridiculous, man. And in the beginning, if you watch this video, which I highly encourage everyone to, because, you know, what else are you going to watch on YouTube? YouTube's only going to promote MrBeast because God knows these are the best ideas out there. Really. Content creators that make YouTube channels that tell you at the end of the day if your videos aren't getting promoted, it's because of your content. I need you to look me in the eyes and tell me MrBeast I Survived content is the best YouTube's got to offer, because it's #1 right now. I want you to put your reputation on that, please. I wish I had the names of the content people that have said this, like Sam and Amir, and there's other podcasters where they're like, they just take such glee in the fact that they could tell you like, it's your content that sucks. No, it's not. Okay, I could do an I Survived on minimum wage for the past 785 days, and no one's gonna watch it. Okay, I can tell you about all my troubles, but I don't think you. Well, we'll get into this. You just have to start a cult. Very true, Tasha. If I could start a cult, everything gets better. Look at Jared Leto. I'm just going to call him Morbius. Look at him. He's got a cult, and he's doing just fine. That 30 Seconds to Mars cult. And if you don't know about Jared Leto's cult, he truly does have one. Just Google it. He takes these people on an island. They all wear white and worship him. It's kind of terrifying. So anyways, in the beginning of MrBeast's video, he says, we got dropped off by a helicopter on this abandoned island. It was abandoned because it was bombed because of war. And then they go into the video. That's literally how it starts. This is not a joke. It's not like, he doesn't give you the history. He doesn't, like go into like how war is horrible, how it's ravaged this building, how many people were displaced. Nothing. It's like as dumbed down as you can create. And YouTube's like, this is top-notch content, everybody. MrBeast, thumbs up. You thought of another gem. I survived in an abandoned city for 7 days. with the greatest North Face gear you could, like, I'm sure they plucked the geese in front of him for his backpack and his coat and his sleeping bag. Like, MrBeast probably had people pluck only the finest feathers out of the most North Atlantic geese there are. The Canadian geese, sorry, not North Atlantic. He probably has puffin stuffed jackets. You can't even buy them. Like, these are shaved alpacas and puffin quills. And we shaved a penguin for my coat. We skinned a penguin. That's what he wears. I don't know, but I just assume. So anyways, you see this. Let me break into my notes because I'm just getting angry right now. This is not good. But anyways, any moment I can critique, and I mean it with good intentions in my heart. MrBeast, I know you'll probably see this because YouTube notoriously loves to, you know, let small channels get into the algorithm. Jesus. But so this MrBeast survived an abandoned city. You have I survived in the wilderness in a luxury camper. You have I survived Apple Vision Pro phase rug. This is not a joke. I'm not making this up. I took notes so everyone could see. Like, if you're a YouTube creator, get angry when these content channels that try to, like, teach you how to do content, when they tell you it's your idea that isn't good, click a thumbs down on them and leave in the comments a little middle finger, because they're lying to you. Really what it is like, you need to be YouTube's golden boy. And we see FaZe Rug, we see some other jackass, and we see MrBeast. And again, this critique, best intentions in my heart, guys. I'm just trying to get, you know, the greatest ideas out of everybody. So just so everybody's aware, I'm not being mean. I'm just saying your ideas are lazy and pathetic for the amount of money and the amount of people you have working on this. Like, I could have came up with that. Literally. I think me and my friends have done that before. I survived in a graveyard overnight. Watch out, MrBeast might be coming out with that one soon. I've done that. Jesus. All right, you got I survived on an island. MrBeast did I survived 24 hours in a cell. We got Ryan Trahan, another huge YouTuber. I survived OMG Airbnbs. If you're telling me these are the best ideas, then how come they're so cookie cutter? It's like driving into a condo complex, and it's like driving into a complex of townhomes and being like, look at this architecture. This is top-notch quality, like, European art right here in America. Jesus. Here's my suggestions, because again, I mean this with the greatest of intent in my heart. MrBeast, Ryan Trahan, Air Rack. Who are the other? FaZe Rug. I don't know what that name means. If you guys end up seeing this, let me just say this to the big YouTubers. If you're going to do these I survived, do them out of the box. Like, you guys have huge influence, right? And my whole point with the influence is, like, if you're going to try to gain influence, and you have some of the biggest, MrBeast has 242 million subscribers, okay? And this video only has 73 million views. I mean, I don't think that should be trending. I don't know what the percentage, somebody could mathematic that out. But I think any small channel with a bigger, if your channel gets more views than your subscriber count, technically you've out-ratioed MrBeast. That's just math. I'm not being a D. It's just math. If you have 1 subscriber and your video got 10 views, guess what? You outdid MrBeast. You should be trending. And if you came up with a crack idea like I survived somewhere, Jesus, they're just like, where else can we survive? Airbnb with Apple Vision on, abandoned city, in a barbershop, at a pet store. Like, I think that we're doing I survived at Walmart, and then, like, the laws had to change because people were sneaking and staying overnight in Walmart. It's just this is like, does MrBeast hear his words when he says them out loud? Because literally in the beginning of his video, he goes, we're doing this for content. That in itself is like, you're lazy. You're not doing it for creativity. You didn't think it was like a brilliant idea. It's become a job to you, MrBeast. I feel bad. Because you know what? You could do, here's some ideas I got for you. I survived the American healthcare system. I survived trading stocks like Nancy Pelosi. If you haven't seen, let me show you this picture. I had to take a picture of this tweet, because if you haven't seen this, Miss Nancy Pelosi I'll read it to you because I don't know if that's backwards. Nancy Pelosi's NVIDIA stock. NVIDIA calls have currently made over 100%, clicking at 103% currently. Nancy Pelosi has made now over $2 million from her position in 103 days. That means Nancy Pelosi has nearly made 10 times her salary in 103 days. Incredible, it says. Sarcasm. That's criminal. That's insider trading. When you get to regulate, I love who said it. They were like, if referees can't bet on games and football players can't bet on games, how come Congress, who regulates these industries, gets to bet on their games? So I say, MrBeast, bring attention, because that's a great video. It'd be fun to see. MrBeast has enough money to throw around, right? If he wanted to bet and make calls and puts on the video, if he lost money, it doesn't matter, right? He's got so much money. And how fast I would watch that video. I would be interested. And I'm sure kids would love seeing that, like spending all that money, and everyone wants to be a Wall Street bets trader. MrBeast, do that. I traded like Nancy Pelosi for a month, right? You could totally do that. And the best part about that is that video has a message. So you could show how criminal she is, that she should be in prison like Martha Stewart for insider trading, but she'll never go. And so you could, like, that's my point. Like, if you get influence, that's what I was saying before. If you are just trying to get influence just to enrich yourself, and then when you have that influence, you do nothing but make videos where at the beginning you say, oh, it's for content. Like, so lazy. This is so disrespectful to your audience. Oh, for content. It wasn't like, dude, this is brilliant. Even his buddy Chris, who's been with him since the beginning, is like, why are we here? That's the first thing in the video. What are we doing? His best friend is like, what the fuck? Like, this again? Okay. And he's like, content, Chris, come on. We gotta sleep in a sleeping bag and eat beans and look like we're, hobos. I'm surprised they didn't get a stick and tie the bag on the back. That would have just made it more authentic feeling, MrBeast. I hope you watch this, because this is a genuine critique. I mean this with love in my heart. Remember, I almost worked for you. Probably would have never hired me, because this is how I talk to everybody, because I'm not going to pull any shots. What do you want to live in an echo chamber for? I'm not going to yes man you to death. I'm going to push you to the next limit. And the proof that works is every radio show I worked for went to #1, because I wasn't ready to kiss ass and be like, oh, it's just a good idea. Let's not think about anything. Content. So I think when you have that big of a following, when you have that much influence, you can not only do the best ideas ever, like you could hire such creative people. MrBeast, hire some comics. Hire some comics to help you write these things. At least make them funny. They're so generic. But you could also, imagine that. I survived trading stocks like Nancy Pelosi. There's an idea for you. Take it, MrBeast. How about I survived working at Amazon for a week? You could be a driver. They would love a collab. Jeff Bezos would love a collab with MrBeast. And you can pee and poop in all the bottles. It's just like living in an abandoned city, MrBeast. This is another great idea, okay? Take that one. I survived working at Amazon for a week. And you can show us all the pee and poo bottles that you have to line up because you don't get breaks at work. How about I survived drug addiction? There's a lot of people doing that right now, and you can figure out how tough it is to get into a rehab and how excruciatingly painful it is when your loved one's going through this. And our healthcare system is only set up for the wealthy people to do it, and you don't get to use your money, MrBeast. No cheating. How about I survived living on food stamps? I've done that, MrBeast. You should try it out. You get to buy all the juicy juice you want, and you have to find out what is approved at the grocery store. It's like the reverse, what is that show where they get to run through the grocery store and put everything in their cart? It's like the opposite of that. You don't only get to pick certain things. You can survive on that. And great messaging, MrBeast. MrBeast, Ryan Trahan, Air Rack, whatever, fucking Phase Ruggy Rug, Wuggy Huggy, Rug Phase. I don't know your names, okay? What is MrBeast's real name anyways? Jimmy Donaldson? You guys, these are free ideas, okay? I'm just a 1,000 subscriber person. I don't even get as many views as you guys do. You can take all these ideas, rip me off. I don't give a shit. My point is, like, you could have some power for good. You know how many kids you influence? I've had to talk to my kids and be like, he's a fake good guy. He's propped himself up. He doesn't really, and I'll show you one of his tweets where I think he has the potential to amass enormous change. In fact, some insider YouTubers, when I was writing them, when I was doing the application process and interview process for MrBeast, they were like, just be careful, man. That guy's gonna run for president at some point. And he ran, he'd win in a heartbeat. It's just, is his heart, is his mind in the right place? You have to have those things aligned to really be the people's hero. And I know a lot of his fans claim he is, and again, this critique is only with goodness in my heart. I have the utmost hope for these people. That's why I do this. This is why I speak out about it, because I'm not going to just pat him on the back and go, you survived again, that was awesome. Like, what good does that do? And I'm sure if it stings a little bit, Airrack, MrBeast, Ruggy Phase, and Trahan, if it stings a little bit when I say this, you know what that means? There's a pinch of honesty. There's a pinch of truth in it. That's why it feels like a purple nurple. Because you're like, oh, yeah, maybe I am getting lazy. I just can't say I survived and then insert. It's like Mad Libs. Do you guys remember Mad Libs? Where you'd like ask someone, you'd be like, noun, adjective, verb. That's what they're doing. And it's in trending on YouTube. This is the content that we asked for? No, it's the content that's forced down our throats. Oh, sorry. Welcome to the class war. If you're just joining, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I can give you my word, unlike MrBeast. MrBeast, just give everybody cookies. 242 million cookies. And your word is good. Your word should be your bond. But my word is good. I say I go live 5 days a week, weekdays. I cannot tell you what time, so that's why I ask you to hit the little notification bell. And then you'll get alerted when I go live. And I could give you these brilliant ideas. Oh, I survived minimum wage. I do that right now. MrBeast, it is so tough. So tough. I bet you can't do it. Challenge. Oh, I'm YouTube challenge. MrBeast, I'm sending you a YouTube challenge. I think that's how the kids do it. Or what do they do? I don't know. MrBeast, I challenge you. YouTube challenge. Survive on minimum wage. I bet you can't beat me. I got like 3 years going, buddy. Actually, I got more than that. I had no income for a while. And then my income was so small because I was doing my own, I'm like an entrepreneur. I should do a YouTube channel on that. Be like a life coach. Remember those? Those were fake. Never forget, this like 20-year-old girl came in to our radio show. Was like, I'm a life coach. I was like, what are you going to teach me? Jesus, you're so young. You haven't lived. You must be putting in your hours right now. Is it a life coach internship? You're going to come back when you're 40? So MrBeast challenge. I survived minimum wage. Putting it out to you. This is basically the junk food of YouTube. And worst part is, it's like when Pepsi is like, try cherry Pepsi, try vanilla Pepsi, try ginger Pepsi, try clear Pepsi. That's what MrBeast is doing. He's like, you like MrBeast, then you'll love MrBeast surviving with the best gear ever that you couldn't survive, that you like couldn't, you know, not survive with. I'm sure their protein bars are like $30 a pop. You know, they're not going hungry. They're definitely not going cold. When the cameras are off, you don't think they got like, you know, a nice setup. Give me a break. And here's what really makes me mad. Like I say, I never watched the MrBeast. I survived like a day in jail or something. But what pisses me off about that is like, he could really, you know, go to jail or not go to jail. You know, I never suggest that, but like he could really like talk to people who have been there, or like highlight the profit prison system, or like, you know, or prison channels. There's a great prison channel called Lockdown 23-in-1. He could like somehow incorporate that stuff in his, you know, lazy I survive challenges, and he doesn't. And the difference between locking yourself up for like a certain amount of time and actually getting locked up is, the differences are so severe. You know, I think he's highly aware of that, but it's just irritating that he does these like thumbnail. It's just all to trick you, to make you think like he's creating some good content, but he's not. And he does nothing, you know, to reach back and lift other people up. That's really what sucks, because if you are at that point, right, you're the pinnacle. YouTube, it doesn't matter. You could poop on video, or I guess you couldn't do that, but you could just fart on video and be like, I survived my friend's fart, which I'm surprised that's not the next video that's going to be trending by MrBeast. I survived 24 hours in a fart room in a fishbowl when my friends just farted. That's probably then the next video is going to be trending. Really, these videos should not be trending. But you have that kind of like power and influence, and you do nothing. It's just junk food. It's Doritos. It's every flavor of Doritos, where it's just poisoning the community. He's not reaching back. He's not got no message. I know he has beast philanthropy. I'm not even going to get started on that. Well, actually, I'm going to just dive in a little bit. It's just like I survived without eating. It's like fasting versus a hunger strike versus being homeless and having no money for food. That's the difference, right? It runs the gamut. One, you're so unaware of your future, your outcome. It's very stressful. And the other is like, if this gets too hectic, I'll just eat off camera. It's just such a waste of space. Why is it trending? It's irritating. Again, I think I just got to say that MrBeast, I mean this with the best intentions. I really do. I think if you just put a little more thought, if you had your team, I don't know, brainstorm. I feel like all those channels that tell smaller creators, like if your videos get picked up by the algorithm, it's your content, your idea is bad. I feel like that truly actually applies to like these dudes, because everyone can't be surviving and making it trending. And more importantly, the math isn't mathing, you know? Like if you have only like 33% views compared to subscribers, when smaller channels have like, you know, 1,000% views to subscribers, doesn't make sense. So I want to show you, because Beast Philanthropy, I'm only going to go into it for a second because I just can't do this. I cannot do this. MrBeast like healed a bunch of blind people, like walking on water. Guy's just a hero. Everybody loves him. I think it was great he did that. Meeting children's brains, our poor future generation, melting children's brains. Yes, Tasha, he's melting them. But he's also like dumbing them down. Like at least, you know, like Sesame Street's kind of long gone. Mr. Rogers is long gone. There's nothing like that. And YouTube's really taken that spot, even in those younger ages. You know, like young kids are doused with cocoa melon and all that crap, and it has no substance. There's nothing to it. And that's really what irritates me. And MrBeast, I mean, MrBeast could have like little beasts, you know, and he could like he has a team. That's what pisses me off about his philanthropy channel. Because like he wants the credit of being the hero of society, the people's hero, but he does nothing. You know, like, yes, he healed 100 blind people for a video, by the way, for a video. It wasn't like he was just doing this. Because remember, if you're just doing good deeds, you don't care about the accolades. You're not filming it. You're just doing a good deed. And I think he has a lot to learn. Let's just say that. MrBeast, I think you're young. You got so much to learn. And it's just too bad because when you're that rich, it's really hard for you to like learn the reality of situations. So after MrBeast cured the blind people, he tweeted this. And I thought this was a great learning moment. This is why people are called woke. Because MrBeast said on a tweet from last year, a year ago, January last year, I don't understand why curable blindness is a thing. Why don't governments step in and help? Even if you're thinking purely from a financial standpoint, it's hard to see how they don't ROI, return on investment, on taxes from people being able to work again. That's MrBeast asking the right questions. I give him credit for that. And I have a couple of reply tweets. If you go to this tweet, you can see my replies. And I specifically said, I said, this is a good question. This is a good start. This is how people start to wake up. That's why they're called woke. Cocoa melon. Right, Tasha? Cocoa melon. But this is a good question MrBeast asked. And I don't think he followed it up. And I think he was too fragile. He was like a glass heart. He could not protect himself from people being like, look into it, bro. Like, this is the issue. That what you're asking is for universal health care, that we don't have a for-profit healthcare system where people are played out of being able to cure their blindness. We have the technology. Science has advanced. We can do this, and they don't because they're capitalist buddies. The healthcare system in America has purchased our politicians. and Mr. Beast was asking the right questions, and then it just kind of died out. And now we got I survived an abandoned city for 7 days, which it was abandoned. Remember, he says in the beginning, it was bombed due to war, because of war, he says. Yeah, I love that Chris, his buddy, was like, why are we doing this again? And he goes, and Mr. Beast goes, content. All right, I gotta go. I don't want to be too upset, but again, constructive criticism, Mr. Beast, all the love, respect for stuff. Thank you. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I go live weekdays, 5 days a week. The class war, the struggle. And again, I'm really trying to build this community. So I thank everybody for joining. And I can't do this without you. So let's build a little community where we can bring awareness, where we can endure criticisms, where we can have constructive criticism, where we can have discussions. Thank you so much. Peace.